Hi, this is Holly. I'm wondering in specifically East Bay cities like Berkeley, Oakland, Piedmont, El Cerrito, if you're building a brand new ADU, separate structure from the main house, what are the requirements in terms of lot size coverage? I know in Berkeley and some other cities, you're only allowed a certain percentage of your lot to be covered. Has that changed at all?
Yeah, that has changed with the new California rules in um, January 2020. So you just have to be mindful of the 4 foot setbacks. Um, and I think that there are rules about, yeah, the SB AB 881 removed all lot coverage and floor area ratio requirements as long as you meet those minimum setbacks.
Okay, thank you. And also, is that also? I think I heard that it was, but is it also true that now the ADU can be actually larger than the primary house? Because it used to be that the ADU could only be a certain percentage of the size of the primary house.
Um, the the way that the regulations work is that if you have a detached ADU of up to 1,200 square feet and 16 feet high, that's it has to be allowable if it meets within the setbacks. Then there might be other regulations that would apply for larger units. So is the main dwelling? I guess the main question is the main dwelling smaller than 1,200 square feet?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then you'd still be allowed to have that 1,200 square foot ADU.
Okay, thank you.
I'm happy that those were good. I like those. Those were both examples of where things have really changed in the last couple of months.
Yeah, and I think that that's really important. I mean, these ADU rules have been changing for several years now. First starting at the city level and in some cities, and then the state getting on board, and then it's just kind of a never-ending target. So I kind of wanted to get a little more information, if possible, on some of the changes that are new. I believe as of January this year. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can go over those really quickly since we're still waiting for some questions. But basically, what so there were three. I mean, it was a series of law. Let me see, 8 laws were enacted that at the state level that impact ADUs. But the main overall concept is that if you fit within these 4 foot setbacks and you're a detached and you meet the size requirements, which is if you're within the structure, you're 800 feet, or if you're a detached ADU, you're 1,200 feet, in both cases 16 feet high. So you meet these dimensions that the city has to allow it, and they can require that you go through a building submittal process, and they can require that you go through a planning submitting process, but they cannot outlaw these ADUs. So that's the real thing that has been a game changer, because in any location you can have, even if you have a single family home, you can have a JADU, so an ADU within your existing structure, and an additional detached ADU outside of your unit. So basically it's called the obliteration of single family zoning in California, because if you have like the perfect example where I live is there are a ton of Victorians where they have an entire bottom floor of storage that most people don't use. Or I used to have a house that had a garage that was too small for a car because it was built in the 1930s. And so you convert that unit into that existing space, into a JADU. And then if you also have space in your backyard within these setbacks, you can build another unit as long as they meet those size requirements.